Welcome back again to the Ladies Haven Talk Show. We do have another Shero in the house, Mrs. Tracy Seals. A round of applause for Miss Tracy Seals. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you so much for having me.
Well, Ms. Tracy Seals has worked as a program director and for so many nonprofit organizations, and I know you're the co-founder for Women to Elevate.
Yes.
So tell us a little more about that.
So basically what Elevating Women is, we are an empowerment group where we have, we do business consulting. I'm the vice president there. My president actually, she does a lot of web design and graphics, and I do the image consulting and as well as brand consulting. And we just recently started our business directory. So we basically help women who are other women business owners. We list their services. So if anyone is looking for any type of, they're looking for a yoga instructor, if they're looking for a fashion consultant, we actually, they can come to our directory and book an appointment with them.
So what motivated you to start your own business?
Okay, so what motivated me to actually start my own business was I do a lot of speaking engagements, and I was working for a nonprofit. And when you are working in an arena of people who are not of your same color, and you have a certain skill set, having that skill set kind of deviates you from them, and sometimes animosity can set in. And that's when the animosity set in, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm better than this.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and branch out on my own. I had made a lot of contacts, and so that's one of the things I decided to do was branch out on my own. And me and the president of Elevating Women, we actually met on social media. So Facebook is a wonderful tool. Instagram is a wonderful tool.
Yes.
So that's how we met and we started Elevating Women.
Okay. Well, that has been, I did follow you actually on Instagram, and that's how I found out about Miss Tracy. And her page is very inspiring. What's your page again for a lot of?
My page is actually Tracy Speaks on Instagram as well as Twitter. That is my brand because I do a lot of speaking engagements for women's and men's health. So yeah, and I do all type of motivational, inspirational quotes throughout my day. So yeah, at Tracy Speaks.
Wonderful. Well, as a woman of color, it could be actually challenging, especially in today's world with the competition and all that. So how have you been able to stand out amongst your competitors?
How I've been able to stand out amongst the competition is that basically I offer something that a lot of individuals don't offer. And that is my insight and my discernment to God. And I always want people, when I'm talking to them, when I meet them, that's who I want to see in me is God.
Yeah.
So that is what really helped me and through some of the challenges that I had with different jobs, with people with different personalities, because I was kind of in a rut where I was like going from this job to this job, and someone told me, well, is it them or is it you? And for me, I was like, nah, it's them, it's not me. But then I had to really reflect, look at that woman in the mirror and say, you know what, maybe it is me.
Yeah.
And the thing about what I had to change was the way I prayed. And I just started praying different. I just started praying for insight, discernment. I just started praying that God put me in the right position, put the right people around me, and that's what he started to do.
Well, I can definitely attest to that. You can't really do this without God. A lot of people are trying to go with their own knowledge and stuff, but in everything I do, and I do not take it for granted, I put God first. And there's always a lesson to learn. He's going to teach you a lesson when you try to put him last, and because you're always going to hit that stumbling block. So how have you been able to overcome those stumbling blocks?
That's difficult. That's a very good question. It took me some years. It really took me some years to get to this point. And I want to say that it kind of started back in my childhood. I never thought I was pretty. I was, of my siblings, I am the darkest one and I'm the skinniest one.
Okay.
So they're all light skinned, heavy set, and I felt an outcast.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about because you're very beautiful.
But I never thought I was. Thank you. But I never thought I was, growing up because I didn't look like, my siblings. I didn't have that texture of hair. I asked my mom, I said, am I adopted? and she was like, no, you're not. I said, well, I just don't look like anybody else. I'm like, so for me, it kind of started in my youth. And as I started, maturing, and that's when I said, those obstacles, they're gonna come. But then I had to come into life with my self-reflection.
So what was, starting up your own business, what was your 0 point?
My 0 point is self-investing. When I start my own business, it's like, okay, where's this money gonna come from?
Yes.
And it's like,
I can relate to that.
And I was like literally working 3 jobs, and 2 of those jobs funded everything I needed for my business because I didn't have sponsors at that point. And and that's what it had to be. I had to self-invest, and that's one of the things that a lot of people really, really don't identify with is that you have to self-invest. You're gonna lose some sleep, and your family, they're gonna miss you, especially if you have kids. I mean, I'm fortunate that, I have a bonus baby and he's, 19, but your family, they're not gonna see you and you're not gonna get any sleep. So, but that's what you have to do if you want it.
Well, I definitely need more of this advice because I feel like I'm in that phase right now where this is definitely the beginning of the Ladies Haven Talk Show, and it is very difficult. I cannot tell you more, but when we come back, we're gonna hear more from her 0 point because I need to learn more too. We're gonna take a quick break. Thank you.
Get some good pictures.